Many of my colleagues, experts in professional services firm, tell me that the reason why they started working in this field as an independent consultant, as an entrepreneurial expert, is because they want to have a greater impact on their community, on their industry, their market, their clients, and in their life also for themselves. They oftentimes started a firm because they wanted to build a business that they really love, which was not necessarily the case before when they were employed. And I asked them this question because, as you know, I am, and as I've published and as I have recorded before, I am a big advocate for exploring the story about why you started as an entrepreneur. I think it's, again, I think it's a major source of inspiration. It's a major source for narrative power for your business. And it's a source of energy that really drives successful outcomes financially, humanly, in terms of ideas, in terms of innovation, and so on. And I asked my colleague this question, like, what made you start this firm? What did you want to get out of being in the expertise field? And really, it's this idea that they wanted to go on a mission. They wanted to be on a mission. They wanted to fix something that really is dear to their heart, that they care about, that matters more than anything else. They all say this. I've said this, but was I able to articulate what my mission was in the beginning? No, I wasn't able to really clearly articulate it. I'm able now. And you probably heard me also say this, that my mission is to turn every organization that I work with into a source of inspiration that few can resist. And as of this week, I'm slowly making the decision to focus I'm gently making the decision to focus on professional services firm, because those firms are, and those entrepreneurial experts are who I know best because I'm one of them, and who I can help best because I know them very well. And I've developed countless solutions, tools, content, processes, frameworks to help our community of entrepreneurs. And it's because these are the people that I love the best also, right? So that's my mission. But was I able to articulate my mission when I started? No, not at all. I'll say that I didn't have a mission statement for many years, and still my business was producing a really comfortable six-figure income. But was this the business I was really proud of? Did I feel like it was going to be sustainable? Not necessarily. I could feel, in fact, that there was a missing piece, a critical stone in that mosaic, my strategic narrative that I was building, that part was really missing. And so I came up with that mission statement later, because a mission statement is kind of like writing a book. You come up with the title typically at the very end, once you have the book almost written, or at least a very advanced outline or manuscript. That's how you pick the best titles. You probably have a working title to begin with, and then you have an actual final title. And so I believe that, and I've seen it, that for mission statement, it's the same. But a purpose or a mission, a calling, can be expressed in a statement, but a statement is very, very restrictive. It's very hard to encapsulate the richness, the depth of your calling in just a one-sentence device, communication device, in fact. So let's table this topic for a moment, and let me talk to you more about why I believe that strategic narrative is so critical for experts on a mission. If you're really serious, if you're truly dedicated to run a professional services firm on the basis of a mission, something that is greater than your business, then you need to not only state it, think it, state it, explore it, express it, but also experiment all the possible tools and ways you have to breathe life through this mission, to make it exist, Your mission is your ministry. It's the impact you have on the world, on your community, on the market, with your clients, right? A mission only exists because you live it. You do things, you act, you make decisions, you grow a business, you serve clients, and you talk about it, you document it, you reflect on it. And maybe you pivot it, you change it over time. It's a dynamic thing. It's a dynamic process. That's why I say that a strategic narrative is a dynamic process, is a dynamic discipline. So mission-driven entrepreneurial expert, I call them expert on a mission, should build a strategic narrative that helps them accomplish their mission, that helps them get to their goal. That narrative should help them mobilize people. It should enlist others in what you're doing. It should invite them to help you create a better opportunity than just a financial opportunity that you create for your firm. But here's the thing. On top of that, positioning and framing your company with a mission gives you additional power. It gives you a moral authority that is super helpful when you sell, when you offer authentically your services to people. It's a superpower. It gives you moral authority because all of a sudden the conversation is not about how you're going to create a project or deliver something or for a client and how you're going to get money and put money in your pocket and then build a profit, just build profit and then move on to the next project. No, it focuses everybody's attention on something that we want to build collectively, on a positive impact that we want to build collectively. It shapes the conversation around something that is outside of the transactional nature of our business. This is why so many big brands are so excited, so interested in the concept of purpose. Because it de-risks, I have a hard time saying this in English. It removes the drama, it removes the tension, it removes the tactical, a big share at least of the tactical concerns about building a business. It just focuses everybody's attention on something that is more like some energy, a spiritual value, emotional value in building something greater than the company itself for our community. Speaking from the position, the point of a mission, of a greater calling in sales conversation, just completely reframes how you go about selling things. It's not just a transaction, it's just an exchange of money. It's how do we collaborate together at a human level? How do I invite you in something that I've thought about that I think would be great? And how do you participate into it? How are you becoming now part of it? How can you put your fingerprints on it? So, for instance, one of my colleagues, I'm going to use Patrick Kirby. I was actually on his podcast recently. Has a company called Do Good Better, and that company provides consulting services and now has a course called the Do Good Better University. Check it out. They just launched it. Really awesome. And they are on a mission to help small nonprofits have a greater impact, run more efficiently, do more with the scarce resources than they have. So that consulting firm is framed with that mission in mind. So when you look at their marketing, when you look at their team, when you look at their events, when you look at their offers, it's all in the spirits of having, again, an impact, a result, an outcome that is greater than just buying a product, buying a seat at the Do Good Better University, but more expressed in terms of having something that inspires people outside of the company. So where am I going with this? I want to encourage you to consider this aspect in your consulting business, in your expert business, in your professional services business. It's not something that is easy. It took me literally years to come up with, really articulate my mission. But it took me some time, and it was not easy because I thought it would come to me kind of naturally as I would walk or as I would be in my shower. I thought, I'm just going to have a moment of brilliance and an epiphany, and I will know when I see it, kind of thing, right? Like what you see in the in the movies or what you read in the books. But instead of that, I realized that my calling is something that I should explore and that I should look for. And how did I do that? How should you do that? How do you explore your calling? How do you find your calling? How do you go chase it? It's through creativity, through expression, and also through creating the opportunities to face yourself with the core intent of everything you do. It's a little bit like in the movie Yes Man, saying yes to all sorts of opportunities to see what makes you excited and where you see that you can have an impact. So not very long ago, I launched a one-on-one coaching program. It's a service that I had stopped, that I had years ago, and then I about a decade ago. And then I relaunched because I had people contact me and say, hey, can you help me one-on-one? I see that you have a corporate program. I see that you have a workshop called the Strategic Narrative Workshop. I see that you publish content, you have videos, you create content, but can you also help me one-on-one? I am a solopreneur, or I am an aspiring expert. I have clients who are executive in large organizations who are thinking about building the expertise side of their career. And their ask was to help them figure out what their why behind this, their big why, as Simon Sinek calls it, behind this quest, right? And I started thinking, well, at first I said no, because I was thinking, oh, this is not what I want to do. I steered my MetaHelm ship. I framed it more for corporate work, company wide, working with CEOs and working with companies this way. And I thought, that's what I want to do. I'm not going to start doing again that one-on-one thing that it doesn't seem coherent with my strategy. But I paused and I thought, well, maybe let's give this a try. Let's see where this leads me. And actually, I have found so much joy in doing this kind of work. This is so aligned with who I am. And my clients tell me, I onboarded just a handful of one-on-one coaching clients lately. My clients tell me how grateful they are, how excited they are, how useful and valuable this service is. So through exploring, through relentless publication, constant, consistent, frequent expression, exploration, documentation of what I do, I think I made an important step toward finding my, there's another word for this, my ikigai, which is the intersection of, let's see if I have this straight, the intersection of what you love doing, what you're really good at doing, what people want, and what can also bring money, right? Because you need money. We need money to run our businesses. So love, relevance, joy, and profitability. So I found an offer that aligns with those three criteria: authenticity or joy, relevance, and profitability. I might have it changed in the wrong order, but you got my point here. I found the intersection of those values, and I was able to put this in an offer that people find relevant. How did I do this? Because I constantly research what my mission is. Throughout this journey, along the way, I came up with a mission statement, which is, once again, and now I'm going to add the latest detail to it, turn every professional services business into a source of inspiration that you can resist. So along the way, I did this. I didn't have it from the get-go, but it took me sometimes, took me effort, took me courage, it took me grit to continue to create, to continue to write, record videos, work with clients, and suddenly find that overall direction was actually useful to a subset of my clients I would have never thought about. I am now an expert on a mission. And I feel that I fell in love even more than before with my business. And I see that this business is now more profitable in a more sustainable way. I no longer feel guilty about not being able to explain what is my higher calling, what is my purpose on this planet. I feel very good about this. I feel satisfied, which makes me a better practitioner. I show up more joyful, more aligned, more poised, more at peace, less stress, and I deliver better services. I feel more creative, more innovative, and I feel like I just started a very virtuous cycle that I would love to see so many other brilliant experts find. In fact, years ago, I was having a conversation with the head of the consulting firm I was working for, and she asked me what value I thought I was providing within the firm. And at the time, my job was to help deliver work for clients, but also help my colleagues refine, clarify, be more specific, be more clear, be more structured with their offerings. And I said, I think I am just like a jewelry. I don't know how you say this in English, really. A jewelry maker, the person who cuts diamonds. I see all my colleagues with so much talent, so many brilliant ideas, so much potential, so much richness in their thinking, but it's like raw material. It's like a stone. It's not a gem yet. It's a stone that needs to be polished, that needs to be cut, that needs to be refined and highlighted and presented in a way that is appealing, that people understand, that people want to buy, and in a way that will bring them, client, that will bring client joy, pride, right? So I see so many of my colleagues who have not gotten there yet, and they're wondering what's the missing piece. And I hope that in this video, I'm able to start touching a little bit on that concept so that you too become more purposeful, more intentional, more vibrant. Oh my gosh, the adjective, the qualifiers are just endless here, but I'll just call it so that you too become an expert on a mission, All right. As always, I hope this helps. This message comes from the heart and hopefully helps you fuel better thinking, because look at a body. The heart fuels the mind. The heart pumps the blood to the brain. You need to tap into your heart to shape, structure, deliver better ideas for the people you serve, to uplift the millions of clients and the market that you can serve. I hope this helps. I hope this inspires you also to go on a quest to not only state your mission, but own it. Own your mission. Live it as a practitioner as an expert of a professional services firm. All right. I hope this helps. And as always, I welcome your comments, questions, likes, any interactions you want. My door is open. And together, let's fill this word with more meaningful professional services practices. And let's turn more expert into experts on the mission. Thank you.